Hi there, these comments are for BN. I am Michael from OTC Online TOEFLcourse.com, and you are doing a TOEFL free speaking practice test evaluation. Let me get everything right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and listen to it. I'll listen to the one time without making any comments. Then I'm going to try to figure out what your estimated score is based on the actual rubrics. I'll actually be looking at them as I listen to your response.
I think it is better to prepare alone in the exam because group studies and the group works are suitable actually when you are in classes or doing the practices, but exactly before the exam you need to revise all the lessons what you have learned throughout the semester or throughout the time period, and you also need to plan how to write the answer, and you need to make framework for answering. So all this framework, revise, and also preparing emotionally and mentally for the exam is possible when you are alone. I think it is
Okay, you actually have some pretty good detail in there. My first impression after listening to it is 2.5 to 3. So I'm going to put you kind of in the middle of that range. I'm going to say 18 maybe to 19 points. All right, let's listen to it. So what's better in your opinion, studying alone or studying in a group?
better to prepare alone in the exam because group studies and the group works are suitable actually.
No, when you say group works, work is typically used as an uncount noun. So I would just say group study and group work, but they're essentially the same thing. It's redundant to say that.
When you are in class,
That's the other thing. So I would focus with these speaking tasks, focus on either the I or the me or the my point of view. That's called the first person point of view. Or focus on the third person point of view. You can give examples of people that you know are students or just imagine students. So I think the third person is also a good point of view, but the you point of view, not so much.
are doing the practices, but exactly before the exam you need to revise all the lessons what you have learned throughout the semester or through.
Okay, so do you have a class that you want to relate this to as your I like the detail, don't get me wrong, right? Maybe connect it to a chemistry or biology class or maybe math or English.
throughout the time period, and you also need to plan how to write the answer, and you need to make framework for answering. So all this framework,
You need to make a plan or need to make a framework. You're kind of saying the same thing there. So you sometimes have some repetition going on, right? You're speaking very slowly, very carefully, and then sometimes you're repeating or you're saying something in a different way, but you're still saying the same thing. You need to make a plan, so you should make a framework, but a framework is a plan.
revise, and also preparing emotionally and mentally throughout the time
Let me check your language use.
period, and you also need to plan how to write the answer, and you need to make framework for answering. So all this framework, revise,
All this framework revision. So framework is a noun, so not revise. You said framework
and
revision
also preparing
and also preparation.
emotionally and mentally
And also emotional and mental preparation. That's how I would say that.
for the exam is possible when you are alone. I
Right? Okay, so I think on this one, yeah, looking at the rubrics here, yeah, I think my score is pretty accurate in the beginning. So I said 2.5 to 3. So sometimes you're not sure whether to use the verb or the noun. There's what I call some parallelism issues. You do have some unnecessary repetition or redundancy that's going on in your response. I think with delivery, you're speaking a little too slowly, so you need to make some improvements with both your intonation. I think also your thought groups and blending. I think that would be helpful. And with topic development, you could probably even connect your ideas together a little bit better with a more unified, kind of coherent response there. That would be also very helpful. Overall, though, I like how you really think about what you say. Though you seem to be a really smart guy, so I think my score is pretty accurate, about 18 points out of 30.